Hi, it's Steve again with another of my sales tips videos. Today's topic is on time management for increased sales. I'd like to start with an analogy around the evolution of the typical salesperson or the typical sales organization. What the graph on my right represents is the amount of sales focused time we have over time, and what we can see from the green line here is that typically individuals and organizations start with a very high focus on sales, and then over time other things get in the way. Those other things can be represented by our red line here showing the non-sales focus. Now when I think about this, I think about when we're at our best, when we're spending most of our time on sales. We're like eagles with the very big strong lift that comes from those wings that the eagle has, with a very fit body, not being distracted too much by other activities. But over time what happens is we evolve potentially into this dodo, the dodo being characterized by this larger, fatter body, admin activities that we might get involved in, and these small vestigial wings of sales. And we wonder why our sales effort and our sales results start to dissipate as we increase this evolutionary path. Now, there's a really great way of being conscious of changing this, and that is to look at your calendar and think about your calendar across three distinct activities. The first activity being, how much time do I spend generating revenue? And you could color code your calendar in green. And then the second activity being admin. Admin I've color-coded red because admin's always a cost. It's a cost to you as an individual and it's a cost to the organization. Some of it may be necessary, but a lot of it just starts to grow over time. And then the final one in black is growth. And growth-based activities are those things that we do like prospecting and networking that may not generate revenue today or this week or this month, but would allow us to more effectively generate revenue later. And again, if I think about the typical salesperson and organization, I might see a spread of effort that looks something like this, with maybe 40% of our time being spent on revenue generating, another 40% being spent on admin, and 20% on growth. Now, what that really equates to is only 2 days in the week being spent on revenue generating, 1 day on growth, and 2 whole days being spent on a variety of admin tasks or attending meetings and things like that. Now imagine if we consciously changed our calendar so that we were able to spend maybe 60% of our time generating revenue, and we've still got 20% of our time generating growth, but we've reduced our admin down to 20%. Now it won't have escaped you, either as salespeople or as sales managers who are looking to improve the performance of your sales team, that that represents a 50% increase in the amount of time that you're focused on generating revenue. And if that follows through to a 50% increase in sales results, then we'd all be happy, both as individual salespeople and as sales leaders in an organization. And there is a way to very simply look at removing the amount of admin, and that's to go through a 3-step process. The first step is to look at everything you're doing and see, what can I remove? Because I'm just doing it because someone else has asked me to, or I'm doing it through habit. The second step is, what could I improve? What I mean by that is, how could I make it slicker? How could I use some technology to reduce the amount of time I'm spending on those admin tasks? And the third step is, could I reallocate any of that admin to other people in the organization who may be more appropriately positioned than me? And as admin's always a cost, if we can position admin into the lowest cost and the most effective place, then we can start to see significant improvements, not only in our cost base, but also the amount of time that we're spending generating revenue. Thank you very much for listening to me today. If you'd like to chat a bit more about this, please contact me at steve@salestrong.co.uk.